Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Myself Suraj Kumar Soni, and today we are going to study about the chapter number second solution of class 12 science chemistry. Before this video, we have already studied the two another videos about the chapter second solution. In this video, we will study so many important topics like isotropic properties of solution, route law, deviations of solutions, something. In the last video, we uh, study about the concentration terms and vapor pressures and so many things we have studied in the last video. Okay, and in this video we will study route law. Route law देखा तो कि as a special case of Henry law, vapor pressure of the liquid solution, vapor pressure of the solid in liquid solution, ideal solution and non-ideal solutions, positive and negative deviation from the route law and isotopes. These properties and these topics we will study in this video. Okay, now start video number. Move to the next slide. First we will study about the route law. What is the meaning of route law? First you have to study route law. Route law establishes the quantitative relationship between the pressure, partial pressure and the mole fraction of a solution. Actually, route law define the relationship between the partial pressure and the mole fraction. This law is only for the liquid-liquid equation, liquid-liquid solution, not for the other solutions, not for the solid liquid solution. This is only for the liquid-liquid solutions. Okay, we can simply say route law is defined partial pressure, partial pressure. So the relationship between the partial pressure and the mole fraction. Okay, partial pressure and the mole fraction, where the formula of the route law is P directly proportional to X. P directly proportional to X, where P is equal to total pressure, X is equal to mole fraction of the component, where P naught is the vapor pressure of the pure component and the P is the total pressure and P naught is the vapor pressure of the component. For example, each and every solution is made of two component, solute and solvent. Okay, solute and solvent. So where P naught is the vapor pressure of component first, vapor pressure of component second, you can say. Okay, thus for the component of P1, thus for the component P1 is the P1 naught X1, and for the component second is the P2 naught X, P2 naught X. You can see first formula is P1 is equal to P1 naught X1, and for the second component P2 is equal to P2 naught X, means X2, means where P1 is the partial pressure of vapor pressure of component first, and P2 is the vapor pressure of the component second, and P1 is the total pressure of solution first, and P2 is the total pressure of the solution second. Let the solvent be represented by the 1 and the solute be represented by the 2, where P1 is the pressure of the solvent and P2 is the pressure of the solute. Okay, pressure of the solvent and pressure of the solute. At the point when the solute is non-volatile, just solvent molecule are put into the vapor phase and added to okay. If the pressure, if we mix the non-volatile solute, what is non-volatile solute? We will study in the further slides. Okay, just listen. What is volatile solute? The solute which is dissolved in the solvent in the proper way, that is called volatile solute, that generate the vapor pressure. But the solute which does not dissolve in the solvent is called non-volatile solute. Okay. Now move to next slide. Okay. X1 is the mole fraction and P1 is the vapor pressure of the pure state. And according to Raoult law, P1 directly proportional to X1, and P1 directly proportional to P1 is when we remove the directly proportional sign, we get the P1. Okay, P1 is the vapor pressure of component first. This is the graph that show the Raoult law. You can see it. That is this graph. This line show the vapor pressure, and this is the mole fraction of the solvent. Okay, if you plot a graph between the vapor pressure and the mole fraction of the solvent, when the mole fraction of solvent increases, then vapor pressure also increases. You can see mole fraction of the solvent increases, then vapor pressure also increases. This is the highest vapor pressure of a pure solvent. Of the pure solvent, vapor pressure has the vapor has the high vapor pressure. Solvent has the highest vapor pressure. Okay. Now move to the next slide. Raoult law देखा तो a special case of Henry law. I think what is the Henry law? I think you know the Henry law because the last video I study about the I told you about the Henry law. What is the meaning of Henry law? Henry law actually suggested that solubility of gas in the liquid, how the gas are soluble in liquid, and this law show the relationship between the pressure and the solubility. Pressure, this law show the relationship between the pressure and the gaseous solubility and gaseous solubility in solvent. Okay, look at the relationship between the Henry law and Raoult law. At a given temperature, liquid vaporized. At the given temperature, liquid vaporized. At equilibrium, the pressure exerted by the vapor of the liquid over the liquid phase is referred to the vapor phase. When we heat any liquid, it converts into vapor. Okay, and the pressure is exerted by the vapor is called vapor phase. The pressure is exerted by the vapor is called vapor pressure. According to Raoult law, vapor pressure of a volatile component is a given solution can be defined as P1 is equal to P1 naught X1, where P1 is vapor pressure of volatile solute. Okay, and in the answer of a gas in a fluid, one of the segment is volatile to the point that is exist as a gas, and solvency is given by the Henry law, which expresses that P is equal to Kh as X, where P is means pressure, Kh Henry constant, and X is the mole fraction of the solid particle present in the solutions. Okay, this is the relationship. This is the equation that show the relationship between the Henry law and the Raoult law. I think you understand very well. Now I am going to shift it on the next slide. Okay, listen carefully. Comparing both the equations, we get the partial pressure of the volatile component or gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the solutions. Proportionally, constant Kh differ from P1. P1. Therefore, Raoult law turns into a unique instance of Henry law in which Kh get to be equivalent to P1 naught. Okay, I think you understand very well. Vapor pressure of liquid solution. We studied 2 points: vapor pressure of liquid solution. Then we will study vapor pressure of solid liquid solution. Solid liquid solution. Vapor pressure of solid in liquid solution. I mean, now we are doing study vapor pressure of liquid in liquid solution. Liquid and liquid solution, there are so many examples of liquid solution. When you mix alcohol into water, that is liquid solution. When you mix the acetic acid into water, that is liquid solution. Similarly, when we mix the lemon juice into the water, that is called liquid solution. Okay, these are the liquid solution. What is the vapor pressure? What vapor pressure they will create, they will generate by liquid solution? Let the two volatile component of a binary solution be expressed by as 1 and 2. In a closed vessels, both the component of the solution would evaporate and establish an equilibrium state between the vapor phase and the liquid phase. When we heat the when you heat the liquid solution at equilibrium condition, both equilibrium condition arise between the vapor phase and the liquid phase. Okay, in this theory, where P total is the total vapor pressure, and Dalton law of partial pressure is stated that according to, I think you study about Dalton partial law of partial pressure in the chapter number first of class 11th. Okay, Dalton law of partial pressure. According to this law, the total pressure is directly proportional to a component of a pressure. Okay, component partial pressure of each component. According to Dalton law of partial pressure, total pressure is directly proportional to partial pressure of each component of the solution. Okay, we can say what is the formula of the Dalton law partial pressure is P total is equal to P1 and P2, P1 and P2, where P total is the total pressure of the solution, P1 is the partial pressure of the component first, P2 is the partial pressure component second. When you put the formula, P total is equal to, when you put the value of P1 and P2, what is the value of P1? What is the value of P1? You can see P1 is equal to P1 naught X1. Okay, P1 X1, P1 naught X2, P2 naught, P1 X1, P1 naught X1, and P2 naught X2. you can take the put the value of x1, 1 minus x2 plus 1 minus x1. Okay, now p1 naught is equal to p2 minus p1 is equal to x2. This is the formula of the vapor liquid solution pressure. Okay, look at the pictorial diagram, look at the graph, you can understand very well what the Raoult law shown. Listen, this is the mole fraction, this is the mole fraction, this is vapor pressure, and this is the point number mole fraction of x1, and x2 is equal to 0. X1 mole fraction of the component first is 1, mole fraction of the component second is 0. At the ending point, mole fraction of the x1 is 0 and the mole fraction of x2 is the 1. If you plot a graph, this is the graph of this line. This line indicate P2 and this line indicate P1. Okay, and this is the total pressure of P1 plus P2. P1 plus P2. Okay, now the minimum value of the total is the P1 and the maximum value of the P2, assuming that the value of the P2 is maximum. The value of the P2 is maximum and the value of the P1 is minimum. So we can say P2 has the highest value compared to P1. What is P2? P2 is the partial pressure of second component and P1 is the partial pressure of component first. Let Y1 is the mole fraction of the component first and Y2 is the mole fraction of the component second. Don't worry about it, don't worry to hurry. Y2 and Y1 is not the another component, this is the mole fraction. This is the mole fraction. Just before the slide you take the x1 and x2. X1 and x2 is the mole fraction. The Y1 and Y2 is also is the mole fraction of mole fraction. Okay, so P1 is equal to Y1 P total and P2 is equal to Y2 total, where P1 is the partial pressure component first and P2 is the partial pressure component second. Y1 is the mole fraction. Don't worry, you can take x1 or x2, you can take anyone, and x1 is a y1 is the partial mole fraction of component first and x2 is the mole fraction of component second. Now we will study vapor pressure of the solution of solid in liquid. Okay, vapor pressure of a solution of solid in liquid. We studied in the earlier slide vapor pressure of the liquid solution. In this slide we will study vapor pressure of solid liquid solution. Solid liquid solution, first you should know what are the example of solid liquid solution. If you dissolve the sugar in the water, if you dissolve the salt in the water, glucose in the water is known as the solid liquid solution. Similarly, if you dissolve the iodine and sulfur dissolved in the carbon sulfide is known as the solid liquid solution. Addition of these are the volatile solute present in the solvent, but addition of the non-volatile solute, addition of the non-volatile solute to a solvent to give the solution result in the extraction of the vapor pressure of the solution uniquely from the solvent. What is the vapor pressure of the solid in liquid? There are two types of solid may be dissolved in the liquid. First one is volatile component, second is non-volatile component. So we can say pure solvent, non-volatile solution, and a non-volatile solute, and this is the volatile solute. When volatile solute dissolve in solvent, if you talk about the vapor pressure of volatile solute and vapor pressure of the non-volatile solute, then you can say vapor pressure of volatile solute is high compared to the vapor pressure of non-volatile solute, because non-volatile solute does not dissolve in the solvent, it present on the upper layer of the solvent and block the surface area and reduce the surface area of the solvents. That's why pressure decreases. That's why pressure decreases. Read this theory. This vapor pressure is lower than vapor pressure is lower than the vapor pressure of the pure solvent at a given temperature. I told you vapor pressure of non-volatile solution is lower than to vapor pressure of the volatile solvent. The surface of the solution is occupied by both the solute and solvent molecule, which result in the reduction of the surface for the solvent molecule. As a result, the apparent number of the solvent molecule escaping from the surface is reduced. This in turn reduces the vapor pressure. The reduction of vapor pressure of solvent depend on the thickness of non-volatile solute present in the solution, not on the its nature, not on its nature. Now we will study about the ideal solution and non-ideal solution. What is ideal solution? The solution which obey the Raoult law is called ideal solution, and the solution which do not obey the Raoult law is called non-ideal solution. Okay, read the carefully, see some theory part, and then we will discuss about the ideal solution. The solution that obey the Raoult law over the whole collection of concentration are known as the ideal solution. Okay, what are the properties of ideal solution? First, enthalpy is always zero of ideal solution. Enthalpy will always zero of the ideal solution. What is enthalpy? The amount of energy released or the amount of energy absorbed by the solvent is called enthalpy. The enthalpy of mixing of pure component of the formation of the solution is zero. The delta is equal to zero for the ideal solution. This implies that heat is neither be absorbed nor be evolved during the mixing of the component in the solution. Sorry. Second point, volume is always zero. The solution, the volume of mixing of pure component for the formation of the solution is also zero. Mathematically, volume is zero. Volume of the entire solution, volume of the entire solution is equal to sum of the volume of the component. Okay. In case of the pure component, in case of the, you can see this is the component, this is the solution that contain the AA BB interaction, AA interaction and AB interaction. One type of particle, so we can AA interaction, one type of particle is BB interaction, two type of particle we can say AB interaction. What are the AA interaction, AB interaction and AB interaction we see. In a case of pure component, the intermolecular attractive attraction of AA and BB type. In case of binary solution, the intermolecular attraction of is AA, BB and AB type. When the intermolecular attractive force between the AA and BB type are nearly equivalent to the intermolecular attractive force between AB, it results in the formation of the ideal solution. No solution is perfectly ideal, but some solutions are nearly ideal solution. You should know the example of the ideal solution. You are talking about solution is ideal. Which solution is ideal? Examples are mixture of n-hexane and n-heptane. Mixture of n-hexane and n-heptane is ideal solution. Bromoethane and chloroethane is the ideal solution. Benzene and toluene is the mix of the ideal solution. These are the ideal solution. Okay, I think you have know the example of the ideal solution. You should know the example of the ideal solution. This is very most important examples of ideal solution. Okay, how you can determine the what are the example of the ideal solution, it's very important, you should know about it. And now listen carefully again. What are the example of the ideal solutions? Again I am telling you, mixture of n-hexane and n-heptane. You know the n-hexane and n-heptane, bromoethane and chloroethane. Bromoethane and the chloroethane, bromoethane C2H5Br, that is bromoethane plus chloroethane C2H5Cl, that is chloroethane, and benzene and toluene, that is the benzene and toluene, benzene, that is benzene and toluene. Benzene contains CH3 molecule, that is the toluene. The mixture of the benzene and toluene is called the ideal solution. These are the examples of the ideal solution. Now move to the next slide. Okay, positive deviation from the Raoult law. What are the deviations of the positive deviation from the Raoult law? We see positive deviation from the Raoult law. Sorry, I did not explain you non-ideal solutions. I told you ideal solution, the solution which obey the Raoult law, and the enthalpy of zero for the ideal solution, volume of zero is ideal solution. Okay, examples are mixture of benzene and toluene, n-hexane and heptane, and chloroethane and bromoethane. These are the example of the ideal solution. Now we read about the non-ideal solutions. The solution which do not obey the Raoult law is called non-ideal solutions. Non-ideal solution examples. Okay, non-ideal solutions, and the enthalpy is not equal to zero and the volume is not equal to zero. These are the non-ideal solution. Now we will see the positive deviation from the route law. Which deviation? Positive deviation shown by the from the route law. The solute and the solvent interactions are stronger than solute interaction. That Pa is the partial pressure of the component A and Pb is the partial pressure of the component B, where H mix is the change in enthalpy and V mix is the volume change in the enthalpy. Okay. Now see, partial pressure of the component A is greater than Pa x naught A, Pb is greater than Pb x naught Pb naught xp, and delta H is greater than 0 and delta V is greater than 0. Total vapor pressure is more than as expected from the route law. Solution of ethanol and acetone behave in the same manner. Okay, solution of the ethanol and the acetone show the positive deviation from the route law. Okay, from the route law we can say, if you talk about the positive deviation, then you can say Pa is greater than Pa. If the Pa is equal to Pa naught XA and Pb is equal to Pa Pb naught XB, then you can say this is no the this is the route law. If any solution, if the mixture of two solutions, the mixture of two solutions, so the positive deviation is called positive deviation from the route law. These solutions are ethanol and the acetone. These mixtures show the positive deviation. In the case of positive deviation, Pa is greater than Pa naught XB XA and Pb greater than is Pb naught and XP, and delta is maximum to 0, delta volume delta V max more than 0. Now negative deviation from the route law. Negative deviation from the route law. The solute and the solvent interactions are weaker than solute solvent interaction. So the negative deviation from the route law. Let us Pa the partial pressure of the component A, Pb is the partial pressure of the component B, H is the change in enthalpy, and V is the change in volume. If the Pa is smaller than Pa naught and XA, that is called negative deviation. In the case of negative deviation, partial pressure of component A is always lower than their mole fraction. Partial pressure of the component B is always lower than their mole fraction of the component. Enthalpy is less than 0 and volume is less than 0. This is so the negative deviation from the route law. The total vapor pressure is less than as expected from the route law. Solution of phenol and aniline. Solution of phenol and aniline. I think you know the formula of solution of phenol. Benzene contain which molecule? It is called phenol, and benzene contain NH2 molecule is called aniline. NH2 molecule is called aniline. Okay. Solution of phenol and aniline, it has strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding between the phenol protons and the lone pair of the nitrogen atom of the aniline. Then the intermolecular hydrogen bond, between similar molecule. A solution of chloroform and acetone shows a negative deviation from the route law due to formation of hydrogen bond with the acetone molecule by the chloroform molecule. This decreases the chance of molecule of component to escape the leading to. Okay, means you can say, the if the solution of the phenol and the aniline, so the negative deviation from the route law, this is because that contain the stronger hydrogen bond between them. Okay, this you can say this is the hydrogen bond. Okay, now move to the next slide. This is our last topic, and this example shows the H bond. That is the H bond. That is acetone, and it is the carbon tetrachloride CCl chloroform. Chloroform CaCl3. Let's show the negative this solution mixture. Show the negative deviation. Now we will study about the azeotrophs. What is azeotrophs? First, we should know what is azeotrophs. Azeotroph is a mixture of two solutions that can be separated by the fractional distillation method. Azeotrophs are the binary mixture posing the same synthesis in fluid, vapor stage and boiling stage at a steady temperature. The component of azeotropic mixture are separated by the fractional distillation method. Okay, what is fractional distillation method? This is a topic which is present in the class 9th, okay, of the chapter number state of matter. what is the meaning of the fractional distillation? In this method, we can differentiate the two mixture of solution that contain the different boiling point. Okay, for example, if you mix the alcohol into water, then you can separate it by the fractional distillation method. In this method, alcohol has the lowest boiling point and the water has the highest boiling point. If you heat it, the alcohol convert into the vapor and goes through the fractional distillation pipe, condensation pipe, and it condense and it convert into the liquid, that by which we can separate the water and alcohol. Now, type of azeotropic solution, there are two type of azeotropes: minimum boiling azeotropes and maximum boiling azeotropes. What is a minimum boiling azeotropes? Minimum boiling azeotropes means the solution showing the positive deviation, so called minimum boiling azeotropes, positive deviation from the Raoult law. Okay, example, mixture of ethanol into the water. Mixture of ethanol and water shows the positive deviation from the Raoult law. It is called minimum boiling azeotropes. Now maximum boiling azeotropes. What is the meaning? The solution showing the negative deviation from the Raoult law is called the maximum boiling azeotropes. What is the example of the maximum boiling azeotropes? Is mixture of nitric acid and water is called negative boiling maximum boiling azeotropes. Okay, maximum boiling azeotropes, minimum boiling azeotropes. Okay, now move to the next slide. Properties of solution which is affected by the vapor pressure. Which properties are affected by the vapor pressure? Look at is we will study in this we will study the next video which properties is affected by the vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of a solution decrease and addition of the non-volatile solute to the volant solvent. Vapor pressure of a solution decrease on addition of the non-volatile solute in a solvent, because non-volatile solute cover the surface area of the solvent, by which solvent do not convert into the vapor and does not increase the vapor pressure. Point number second, property of the solution affected by the decrease of vapor pressure include relative lowering of vapor pressure. These properties, there are four properties which is affected by the vapor pressure. Property number first, relative lowering of the vapor pressure of the solvent, depression of freezing point of the solvent, elevation of boiling point of the solvent, and osmotic pressure of the solution. These four properties affected by the vapor pressure. These properties of the solution depend on the number of the solute particles, that is called colligative property. This is the colligative properties. Okay, the property which is depend on the number of solute particle is called colligative property. So this properties is depend on the number of particles present in the solution, regardless of their nature relative to the total number of the particles present in the solution. These properties are termed as colligative properties, derived from the Latin word with co meaning together, from the Latin word with co meaning together, and ligare meaning to bind. Okay, this is the colligative property which we will study in the next video. Now look at the homework. This is your homework. Question number first, write the important point of the Raoult law. Question number second, write any two difference between the ideal solution and the non-ideal solutions. What are the azeotropic properties? Okay, and write difference between the positive deviations and negative deviations from the Raoult law. These are the four most important questions from this chapter. You will get the one question in your exam from this section. Okay, Raoult law is very most important questions, most important topic, and the deviation from the Raoult law, positive deviation and negative deviation, is very most important topic you have to study. Okay, and thank you so much for watching this video, and from the next video we will study the colligative property. Some colligative properties we will study in the next video. Okay, thank you so much.